Environment and Energy, I present the committee's report incorporating dissenting reports entitled "Not Without Your Approval, A Way Forward for Nuclear Technology in Australia," together with the minutes of proceedings, and I ask leave of the House to make a short statement in connection with the report.
Is leave granted?
Leave is granted.
Leave is granted. The member for Fairfax can proceed with his statement.
Deputy Speaker, I am pleased to present to the House a report entitled "Not Without Your Approval, A Way Forward for Nuclear Technology in Australia." This is a report of the House Standing Committee on the Environment and Energy. We all know that energy is one very hotly contested area of public policy in Australia as we transition to a system that is delivering affordable and reliable electricity while also reducing emissions. Now, this is no easy feat, and it requires a preparedness to consider all types of technologies, including nuclear technology. Deputy Speaker, the conclusions reached by the majority of this committee gave rise to three recommendations. Firstly, that nuclear energy be considered as part of Australia's future energy mix. Now, I underscore two words there: considered and future. To be clear, we are not recommending that Australia races ahead and adopts nuclear energy, but rather that this zero-emissions baseload technology that accounts for around about 11% of the world's electricity generation be put on the table for fair consideration. Consideration as part of our future energy mix post-2030. Secondly, Deputy Speaker, we recommend a body of work be undertaken, including an economic assessment, technological assessment and readiness assessment. Assessments that have never been done before in the Australian context, as well as a two-way engagement program with the Australian public, recognising the importance of a social licence for any successful management of a civil nuclear program. Thirdly, we recommend a partial and conditional lift of the moratorium. Partial in that the current moratorium on nuclear energy should remain for the older technologies, but should be lifted for the new and emerging technologies such as Generation 3+ and Generation 4, including, of course, for small modular reactors. And conditional, Deputy Speaker, conditional in that the moratorium should be subject to a positive technological assessment and the prior informed consent of the local communities that might be impacted by the building of either a nuclear power plant or waste facility. In summary, Australia should say a definite no to the old nuclear technologies, but a conditional yes to the new and emerging technologies. While proud to lay this report here in the chamber today, Deputy Speaker, I do concede that it is with an element of disappointment because of the position taken by the Australian Labor Party. I'm not reflecting here on the character or conduct of the Labor members of the committee. They give me no reason to do so. However, I am reflecting on the blatantly political nature of their dissenting report. The Labor Party say they believe in climate change, yet they deny Australians an opportunity to even consider the possibility of using the single largest source of emissions-free baseload technology the world has ever seen. The Labor Party say they trust the science, yet they flatly reject the science that underpins a source of energy representing 11% of electricity around the world, adopted by 30 countries, many of our allies and like countries, another 5 countries entering the sector as we speak. The Labor Party are very quick in the past to embrace and speak about the Intergovernmental Panel of Climate Change, the IPC, in some of their reports, yet they go deathly silent, Deputy Speaker, when the IPCC comes out and says that nuclear energy is a mitigating technology for climate change. The Labor Party claim to be the party of the worker, Deputy Speaker, and the party of civil society. Yet when it comes to considering the possibility of nuclear energy in Australia, they defy the will and request of many of their rank and file, and they snub their nose to the possibility that the Australian people should have a right to be engaged in this public debate. The Labor Party says it believes in free markets, and yet it argues that nuclear technology should be illegal in Australia because, in their view, it might be too expensive. When has any technology ever been banned in Australia, Deputy Speaker, because it might be too expensive? And even the basis of that argument is flawed data, Deputy Speaker. It's a data point that there was a lot of debate in the committee based on a data point from the World Nuclear Association, who themselves rebuked its very existence. The Labor Party argues nuclear energy is not safe, Deputy Speaker, by referencing 3 Mile Island, Chernobyl and Fukushima incidents. Yet they know very well that the technology used in those incidents have already been rejected in this report, absolutely rejected, but they are happy to run on the politics. The Labor Party argues that nuclear shouldn't even be considered because renewables will do the entire job. Yet they know that trying to set this up as some sort of binary choice between renewables versus nuclear is false logic. Renewables need partners to firm up. The world over, nuclear is one of those technologies that provides the firming. The baseload and the newer technologies have the ability to ramp up and ramp down to make them compatible with the intermittency of solar and wind. Deputy Speaker, let me close by recognising the importance of this topic of nuclear energy, recognising that, as a country, we certainly cannot go down the path of adopting nuclear energy without bipartisanship. The report that has been tabled today does not say that Australia must adopt nuclear energy, but it says we need to have a conversation. We need to have that conversation. But the Labor Party, despite all of its rhetoric about climate change, is refusing the Australian people the right. I commend this report to the House and I commend the report to the government.
The member for Fairfax must move.
I move that the House take note of the report.
The debate is adjourned and the resumption of the debate will be made in order of the day for the next sitting. The member for Fairfax.
I move that the order of the day be referred to the Federation Chamber for debate.
All those that opinion say aye. To the contrary, no. The ayes have it. The member for